On the situation on the ground now in Coligny, we're joined by a reporter on the scene, Oleboheng Khosilenzwe. Oleboheng, a very good afternoon to you. I can see it looks pretty peaceful right there behind you, but we can see, of course, there is still some remnants of some hectic scenes that are unfolding in Coligny early this morning. Do tell us what happened after the bail hearing, and of course, the two accused were granted bail from the Magistrate's court this morning.
Good afternoon, Alicia. Well, it may look peaceful where I'm standing right now, but that is not the case for the rest of Coligny. This morning, we saw different community members protesting outside the Coligny Magistrate Court, and they were insisting that should the two men accused of murdering Mathlomola Mosweu be granted bail, Coligny would go up in flames. They say that enough is enough, and they have had enough of white people getting away with the murders of black people, particularly young children. After Magistrate Mathlomola Mosweu granted the two men bail at 500 rand each, we saw the family, the parents of Mathlomola, being rushed to the local clinic. They were not feeling very well after they heard that judgment, because they went into court very hopeful that bail would not be granted to the two accused. They believe that Pieter, Doorewaard, as well as Phillip Schutte needed to remain in custody until such time the court goes to trial. We also saw different after the court after court proceedings ended. We saw different community members grouping themselves into groups of 10, 15 or more, and going into different directions, using different routes into the locations, and it seemed that they were hell-bent on burning or destroying property belonging to anybody that is not a black person. We saw a house that you alluded to earlier belonging to Henk Keiser, who is the farm owner of the farm where Mathlomola is said to have been caught stealing sunflower. The angry community went there and torched that house. We saw a second house that belonged to Dr. Barnard being set on fire. Dr. Barnard is a local GP here in Coligny. We saw a third house being burnt, although that fire was able to be contained. That house belonging to a Muslim shop owner. Just because he speaks Afrikaans, the community decided that he also deserved to have his property damaged. Alicia.
All right, look, Oleboheng, yesterday when you were speaking to the Premier of the province, Mr. Supramo Mapelo, he did allude to the fact that they've, since this incident, they've embarked on a new campaign that will seek to try and address the issues between the blacks and the white farmers in the area. In terms of this, I mean, what are the residents saying? Will this aid in their demands to say that they're not seen as equal members of society when it comes to living in Coligny?
Well, Alicia, I'll tell you that the reconciliation, healing and rehabilitation program that Premier Supramahuma Pelo was speaking about is not a new thing, and he did mention that it continues. It's a work in progress, comparing it to a road that is being constructed. And although he did admit that situations of racism are very rife in areas like Coligny, where most of the area is farms that is owned by white people. He did appeal to white communities here in the province to come together and meet with black people so that they can find a way in which they can tolerate each other and live with each other in harmony. Now, what the community is saying after this bail judgment is that they don't feel that because they are poor, they don't feel that the justice system is on their side. They don't feel that because they can't do anything monetary of monetary value, or they can't bribe anyone in the courts or such things, that now they're left in limbo. They're left very frustrated. They're saying that this is not the first time that a black child has died at the hands of a white farmer here in Coligny. So they are very upset. Tempers are raging, and even speaking to us as the members of the media is very difficult, because now they want to also attack us. So tensions are very high. We're still expecting to see how the provincial government will react to this. Alicia?
All right, Ulebogeng, I can see behind you there's quite a few police nyales and a few police personnel in the area. But as you alluded when we started this interview, it's not the same for the rest of Coligny. It's not this peaceful. Has there been more police that have been deployed to try and manage the situation? And is that working?
I can say for now, Alicia, that we are on the R503. It has been closed for traffic. So that already suggests that this is a very tense area to pass through or to drive through. And there have been scores of police coming into Coligny to try and rectify the situation or try monitor the situation so that it does not get out of hand more than it already has. As I'm speaking to you, there is a police chopper, a helicopter doing the rounds on the air just to make sure that they can identify the different spots where these communities are burning or destroying any property. We spoke to the police spokesperson in the province earlier, Brigadier Sabata Mokgwabone, telling us that for now it is very difficult for the police to give out any formal statement to the media, really, because these incidents are very sporadic and they're happening here and there. And so it's difficult to catch up with the community as to what are they doing and where are they doing it. So as for now, I can say that according to my observation, the community has not outnumbered the police, but they are able to outrun them. They are able to go to different spots and burn here and there. Every now and then you'll see a fire erupting, you'll see smoke, and every now and then you'll hear rubber bullets or stun grenades being fired. The situation may be they may be under control, but we cannot overrule that it can't get worse than this.
Ulebogeng, thank you so much for that comprehensive update. That is of course, our report on the scene there, Ulebogeng Khotselenzo in Coligny, with an update on the situation there after the two suspects were granted bail by the local magistrates court early this morning.